Is there a certain age when our legs start to betray us? Is it normal that climbing stairs, standing up, or keeping our balance becomes harder just because we're getting older? These are questions I've heard time and again over the past 2 decades working with older adults. And sadly, most people accept these signs as inevitable, a normal part of aging, something you just have to live with. But today, I'd like to ask you to pause for a moment and see things from a new perspective. Picture this: 2 men, both 68 years old. They used to work at the same company, both retired last year. The first wakes up early, puts on his sneakers, and walks around the park. He climbs the stairs to his grandson's bedroom without holding the rail. He still gardens, shops on his own, and lives independently. The second, he now needs a walker to move around. Stairs feel dangerous. Getting out of bed is an effort. And he started avoiding family gatherings not because he doesn't want to go, but because getting there feels like too much. So what made the difference? Is it genetics? Was one more active than the other? Or is it just luck? Here's the truth. The decline in mobility after age 60 isn't just about getting older. For most people, it happens because the body is missing key nutrients, especially vitamins, that play a direct role in muscle strength, balance, and coordination. And you might be surprised to learn, 78% of seniors with mobility issues are deficient in at least 2 essential vitamins. Even more alarming, 91% of them have no idea they're deficient. That's a wake-up call, isn't it? In today's video, I'm Dr. James Carter from the channel Healthy Aging Bites, and I'll be walking you through 6 critical vitamins that have helped hundreds of my patients regain leg strength, stand up with ease, and walk confidently again even into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. You may already recognize a few of them. You might even say, well, I take a multivitamin every day. But here's the thing. Many of the vitamins that truly matter for leg strength aren't included in standard multivitamins, or if they are, the dosage is far too low to make any real difference. Today, we'll uncover 2. Why vitamin D acts like the master power switch for your muscles. How vitamin B12 helps your brain send clear signals to your legs. Why lacking vitamin C may be the hidden cause behind shaky legs. And how the trio of vitamin E, K2, and B6 can help prevent cramps, stop falls, and restore your flexibility. But before we dive in, can I ask for a small favor? Tap the like button if you find this topic helpful. Share this video with a loved one over 60. It could be the first step toward them walking strong again. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging Bites so you never miss out on science-backed, easy-to-follow tips for thriving in your later years. At the end of this video, I'll also share a remarkable real-life story. Martha, age 85, was told she'd need a walker for life. But after just 6 weeks of correcting these 6 vitamin levels, she was walking a mile each day unassisted. It's a story of transformation, and it's 100% real. So stick around until the end. What you're about to learn could change not just how your legs feel, but how you live the rest of your life. Let's begin. Coming up next, Part 2, the science behind weak legs. What's really going on? Part 2, the science behind weak legs. It's not just getting older. Most people assume that muscle loss is simply a natural, unavoidable part of aging. I'm in my 70s now, of course, my legs are weaker. But what if I told you that age isn't the true cause of your weakening legs? The real reason behind reduced leg strength in seniors isn't just agate's nutrient depletion. And even more specifically, it's a silent shortage of vitamins that your muscles absolutely depend on to stay strong, stable, and responsive. Here's what's really happening. As we age, our body's ability to absorb, produce, or retain certain vitamins declines drastically, especially after age 60. You might be eating well enough, or even taking a general multivitamin, but still be lacking the very nutrients your muscles and nerves rely on to function properly. And here's the shocking part. By the time most people start noticing weakness or balance problems, they've already lost up to 40% of their functional leg strength. 40%. That's the difference between walking confidently and depending on a cane, between playing with your grandkids and sitting out on the sidelines, between living independently and needing daily help. Even more frustrating is that traditional physical therapy or exercise programs often fail when these key nutrients are missing. I've seen patients who diligently stretch, walk, or lift light weights only to feel themselves getting weaker month after month. It's not because they're not trying. It's because their muscles are starving for what they need to function. Scientific evidence confirms it. A major study from Oxford University showed that 78% of seniors with mobility issues were deficient in at least 2 critical vitamins. Even more shocking, 91% of them didn't know it. Their doctors had never tested for it. It wasn't on their radar. And that leads to one of the most dangerous myths of aging. You're slowing down because you're old. No, you're slowing down because something's missing. The 6 leg vitamins you're about to discover work in 3 powerful ways. Some directly fuel muscle fibers, making them stronger, quicker, and more stable. Others repair nerve pathways, improving the connection between your brain and your legs. And some protect your muscles from inflammation and breakdown long before symptoms appear. These vitamins aren't exotic. They're not expensive. And the best part? You don't need to rely solely on pills. You can find most of them in everyday foods if you know where to look and how to combine them for maximum absorption. This next section is where things get really exciting. We'll break down each of these 6 vitamins, show they work, how to know if you're low, and exactly which foods help restore your levels. You'll also learn how much you actually need at your age, just the outdated numbers you see on supplement bottles. Ready? Let's start with the foundation of leg strength. Vitamin D, your body's master power switch. Coming up next, Part 3, Vitamin D, the muscle power switch you didn't know you needed. Part 3, Vitamin D, the muscle power switch you didn't know you needed. If your legs feel weak, slow, or just not what they used to be, you might think it's because you haven't exercised enough. Or maybe you blame it on aging. But what if the issue isn't your muscles, but the power supply? That's exactly what vitamin D is. It's not just a bone health vitamin, it's the master switch that turns on your muscle power, especially in your legs. Why vitamin D is absolutely essential for leg strength. Research from Harvard Medical School has confirmed that vitamin D activates fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones responsible for sudden, powerful movements like climbing stairs, catching yourself from a fall, or standing up from a chair. Without enough vitamin D, these muscle fibers become sluggish. Your legs may still be there, but they're working at a fraction of their potential. It's like trying to power a high-performance car with a weak battery. And here's the kicker. After age 60, your body's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight drops by up to 70%. That means even if you're spending time outdoors, your skin just can't produce enough. The result? Silent deficiency. Your muscles weaken not because you're not trying hard enough, but because they're not getting the power they need to function properly. Real-world impact of low vitamin D. Seniors with mild vitamin D deficiency have up to 27% less leg strength than those with optimal levels. And those with low vitamin D are 83% more likely to fall, even if their muscle mass appears normal. Why? Because vitamin D isn't just about muscles. It also supports your cerebellum, the part of your brain that controls coordination and balance. Without it, your brain and muscles fall out of sync. Think about that. You might feel like your legs are giving out, but the real issue may be that your brain can't communicate properly with your body. So, how much vitamin D do you actually need? Forget the outdated 400 IU day printed on many supplement bottles. New research suggests that older adults need 2,000–4,000 IU day to maintain optimal muscle and nerve function. And while you can get some from sunlight, most people over 60 can't rely on sun exposure alone. That's why food sources and supplements become so important. Best food sources of vitamin D for older adults. Wild-caught salmon, 1,000 IU in a single 3 ounces serving. Egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens provide D+ healthy fats for absorption. Mushrooms exposed to sunlight, a surprising plant-based source. But here's something most doctors never tell you. Vitamin D needs fat to be absorbed. If you're taking your vitamin D with water or on an empty stomach, it's barely helping you. Pair it with avocado, nuts and seeds, olive oil, fatty fish. This simple habit can boost vitamin D absorption by up to 32%, delivering more power to your legs with the same exact dose. A quick success story. Harold, age 72. Harold came into my clinic feeling frustrated. He walked every morning, lifted light weights, and even did yoga but still felt unsteady on stairs. His blood work showed severely low vitamin D level 7, though he lived in sunny Arizona. We added 2,000 IU day of vitamin D3 with breakfast, alongside eggs and avocado toast, and encouraged a short mid-morning walk without sunscreen. In 4 weeks, he reported, "I'm back to taking the stairs 2 at a time. I feel like my legs woke up." Key takeaway: if you've been exercising without results, it may not be your workout, it may be your vitamin D. Fix this piece of the puzzle, and you may unlock more energy, stability, and strength than you've felt in years. Up next, the vitamin that connects your brain to your muscle sand could explain why your legs don't always respond the way you want them to. Coming up, Part 4, Vitamin B12, the brain to muscle messenger. Part IV, Vitamin B12, the brain to muscle messenger. Imagine trying to stand up, but your legs hesitate. You want to move, but your body doesn't respond right away. It's like there's a lag between your brain and your muscles. That lag isn't just old age. It's often the result of a vitamin B12 deficiency, and for millions of older adults, this is one of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness, imbalance, and fatigue. Why vitamin B12 matters more than you think. Vitamin B12 plays a key role in nerve function. More specifically, it helps protect and repair the myelin sheath coating around your nerves that allows electrical signals to travel from your brain to your muscles. Without enough B12, those signals slow down or get scrambled. The result? Sluggish movement, hesitation when standing, poor coordination. That uncomfortable feeling like your legs just aren't listening. And here's the tricky part. B12 deficiency symptoms often mimic typical aging, so it gets missed. Common early signs of low B12 in older adults: fatigue, even after light activity, mild numbness or tingling in your feet, a pins and needles feeling in your legs, trouble keeping your balance, especially at night, brain fog or forgetfulness, mood dips or irritability. If these sound familiar, you're not alone, and there's a good chance your B12 stores are running low. Medications that drain your B12 silently. Many of the most commonly prescribed drugs for seniors actually deplete B12. Acid reducers like omeprazole, pantoprazole for heartburn, metformin used for type 2 diabetes, blood pressure medications like diuretics or beta blockers. If you've been on any of these for more than a year, your B12 needs may be double the standard amount, and your doctor may not have told you. How to absorb B12 effectively after age 60. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which means even if we eat enough B12-rich foods, we can't absorb it well. That's why regular B12 pills often don't work for seniors. They just pass through the digestive system unused. Instead, try sublingual tablets, dissolve under the tongue, B12 sprays, B12 lozenges. These forms bypass the gut and go straight into the bloodstream, improving absorption by up to 40%. Best B12-rich foods to add to your diet: beef liver, just 3 ounces equals 10x your daily needs. Clams and sardines, wild salmon, eggs, especially yolks, Greek yogurt, and cottage cheese. Nutritional yeast, fortified, especially for vegetarians. Real story. Mary, age 69. My legs wouldn't listen. Mary was a retired school teacher who described her legs as feeling disconnected. She was active, ate well, and stayed engaged, but she had trouble reacting quickly, especially when stepping off curbs or changing direction. Her lab tests showed a B12 level well below optimal, despite taking a standard multivitamin. We switched her to a methylated B12 sublingual 1000 mg per day and increased her intake of salmon and eggs. After 3 weeks, she said, "I don't feel like I have to think about my legs anymore. They just move when I ask them to." Final thoughts on B12. Think of vitamin B12 as the Wi-Fi signal between your brain and your muscles. If the signal is weak, your legs won't perform the way you need them to. But once that connection is restored, your confidence returns and so does your freedom of movement. Up next, a vitamin most people associate with the immune system, but which actually plays a crucial role in your leg's ability to transfer strength and stay energized. Coming up, Part 5, Vitamin C, the collagen builder that stabilizes your steps. Part V, Vitamin C, the collagen builder that stabilizes your steps. When most people hear vitamin C, they think immune support fighting off colds and boosting recovery. But for adults over 60, vitamin C plays an entirely different role. It's the master builder of collagen, the critical protein that holds your muscles, tendons, and bones together. If your legs feel shaky, unstable, or weak when you stand or walk, it might not be your muscles that are the problem. It could be the connective tissue that links your muscles to your bones. And that connective tissue? It's made of collagen. And collagen cannot be built without enough vitamin C. Why collagen matters more than you think. Collagen is like the glue that holds your lower body together. It forms tendons that connect muscles to bones, ligaments that stabilize your joints, fascia that helps muscles transfer energy as you move. When collagen is weak, your body loses its structural integrity. That's when you feel wobbly, unstable, or like your legs are giving out under you, even if your actual muscles are still strong. Here's the problem. Most older adults aren't getting nearly enough vitamin C. The daily recommendation for adults is just 75-90 mg daily, and that's the minimum needed to avoid scurvy, not to optimize muscle function. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors often need 400-500 milligrams daily of vitamin C to maintain healthy muscle tendon strength and to support recovery from everyday activity. And yet, many older adults eat fewer fresh fruits and vegetables, drink processed juices low in real vitamin C, take supplements that don't absorb well, or rely on cooked foods where vitamin C has been destroyed by heat. Vitamin C also helps your muscles access energy. In addition to collagen, vitamin C plays a vital role in something called carnitine synthesis process that allows your cells to transport fatty acids into the mitochondria, your body's energy-producing centers. When you're low in vitamin C, your muscles can't access their energy reserves efficiently, which leads to early fatigue when walking, standing, or climbing stairs. It's why so many older adults feel like they run out of gas even during light activity. How to use timing to boost your vitamin C's power. Here's something most people don't realize. Vitamin C peaks in your blood about 2 hours after you take it, then drops off quickly. If you take your entire dose at breakfast, your muscles may be running on empty by mid-afternoon. Pro tip: split your intake into 2-3 smaller doses throughout the day, morning, midday, and late afternoon. This keeps your connective tissue and energy system supported when you need them most. Real-world example: Tom, 73. My legs were shaky every morning. Tom was an avid walker, but complained that every time he stood up in the morning, his legs felt wobbly, like they weren't ready to support him. We found out he wasn't eating much fruit and was relying on canned orange juice from the grocery store stored for weeks, low in real vitamin C. We switched him to fresh citrus, red bell peppers, strawberries, and kiwi. and a 250 milligrams vitamin C supplement taken twice a day. After just 10 days, he said, "I feel more solid. I don't hesitate when I get up anymore." Best natural sources of vitamin C for seniors. Choose fresh, whole foods and eat them within 2-3 days of purchase for maximum benefit. Red bell peppers, one of the highest sources. Kiwi, more C per ounce than oranges. Strawberries, delicious and powerful. Broccoli and Brussels sprouts, lightly steamed. Citrus fruits, oranges, grapefruits, lemons. Tip: frozen fruits, like berries, often contain more vitamin C than fresh fruit that's been shipped long distances and stored for weeks. What to watch for? Low vitamin C often shows up as shakiness when standing, fatigue after light movement, slow recovery from cuts, bruises, or activity, dry, cracked skin on the legs or hands, swollen or bleeding gums, low motivation due to constant tiredness. Key takeaway: if vitamin D powers your muscles and B12 connects your brain to your legs, vitamin C keeps the whole system stable by reinforcing your structure, fueling your energy, and accelerating your recovery. Without it, even the strongest legs will feel shaky. Up next, a nutrient that protects your muscles from the daily wear and tear of movement: vitamin E, your leg muscles' built-in bodyguard. Coming up, Part 6, Vitamin E, the shield that protects your muscles from aging. Jachin. Part V, Vitamin E, the shield that protects your muscles from aging. Every time you move, whether you're walking through the grocery store, gardening, or climbing stairs, your muscles experience tiny amounts of stress. These micro tears are a natural part of activity and exercise. When you're young, your body repairs this damage quickly and efficiently. But after 60, that repair system slows down dramatically, leaving your muscles more vulnerable to oxidative stress, a silent process that can chip away at your strength over time. This is where vitamin E steps in, acting as a shield to protect your muscles from age-related breakdown, fatigue, and weakness. What is oxidative stress and why does it matter? Oxidative stress is a fancy term for the damage caused by free radical unstable molecules that build up as a natural byproduct of breathing, eating, and especially physical movement. Over time, if these free radicals aren't neutralized, they begin to harm muscle cell walls, energy-producing mitochondria, DNA, and structural proteins inside your muscle fibers. That's how, even without injury, your muscles can slowly lose their power. And that's why vitamin E, your body's strongest fat-soluble antioxidant, is so essential after 60. The problem with most vitamin E supplements: vitamin E exists in 8 natural forms, 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols. But most store-bought supplements only contain alpha-tocopherol, the most common type. Research now shows that gamma-tocopherol, found in foods like walnuts and sunflower seeds, may provide stronger protection specifically for muscle tissue, especially in the legs and hips. So if you've been taking a vitamin E supplement and not seeing results, it may be because you're not getting the full range of E your muscles need. Why your legs need vitamin E even more than other muscles? Your thighs and calves contain some of the highest concentrations of mitochondria in the entire body. That means they produce and burn more energy than most other muscles. But as we age, mitochondria become more fragile. And without protection, they break down faster, leading to slower walking, easier fatigue, loss of muscle tone, poor recovery after simple tasks. Vitamin E protects the membranes of these mitochondria, ensuring your legs can continue to power your movement efficiently even into your 70s, 80s, and 90s. The E plus selenium combo, a powerful antioxidant duo. Vitamin E works even better when combined with selenium, a trace mineral that helps your body form glutathione peroxidase, of the most powerful antioxidant systems your muscles use for repair. A study in Brazil showed that seniors who consumed both selenium and vitamin E daily had leg strength comparable to people 5-7 years younger. So how do you get both? Eat just 2 Brazil nuts a day. That's it. 2 nuts equals ideal selenium plus a boost of natural vitamin E. Best food sources of vitamin E, gamma tocopherol, and more. Walnuts, pecans, and sunflower seeds. Almonds, 1 ounce equals 7.3 milligrams of vitamin E, nearly half your daily need. Avocados, rich in E and healthy fats. Olive oil, especially extra virgin. Spinach, kale, and other leafy greens. Wheat germ, 1 tablespoon equals 4.5 milligrams of E. Bonus, these foods also contain other micronutrients and healthy fats that increase vitamin E absorption. Real-life impact. Frank, 76. My legs don't feel sore anymore. Frank had stayed active all his life, but lately, even mild yard work left his legs aching for days. His doctor told him it was normal muscle aging. But after adding almonds, spinach salads with olive oil, and just 2 Brazil nuts per day, Frank noticed a real difference in 3 weeks. I don't dread yard work anymore. I wake up the next day feeling fine. What to watch for? Low vitamin E often shows up as muscle soreness that lingers, fatigue from routine movement, slower muscle recovery, dry or aging-looking skin, heavy legs after walking, trouble maintaining stamina on stairs. Key takeaway: vitamin E is your body's first line of defense against everyday wear and tear. It keeps your leg muscles resilient, energetic, and ready to support you step after step, day after day. Up next, a lesser-known nutrient that might be the missing link between strong bones, strong muscles, and strong balance: vitamin K2. Coming up, Part 7, Vitamin K2, the calcium traffic controller that strengthens legs and protects your heart. Part EPS, Vitamin K2, the calcium traffic controller that strengthens legs and protects your heart. If you've been told to take calcium for your bones, you're not alone. Millions of older adults do. But here's something most doctors don't tell you. Calcium without vitamin K2 can do more harm than good. Why? Because calcium doesn't know where to go on its own. Without K2, calcium can end up in the wrong places, like your arteries, joints, and soft tissues, while skipping the bones and muscles that actually need it. Vitamin K2 is the unsung hero that tells calcium exactly where to go. It's like a traffic controller, guiding this crucial mineral into your bones to keep them dense and fracture resistant, your muscles to support contraction and strength, away from arteries, preventing calcification that can lead to heart problems. K2 versus K1, what's the difference? Most people have heard of vitamin K1. It helps your blood clot and is found in leafy greens like spinach and kale. But vitamin K2 is a different compound with a very different role. It activates special proteins like osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein that help bind calcium to your skeleton and muscle tissue while removing it from soft tissues. This dual action is crucial after 60, when both bones and muscles need support, and artery calcification becomes a real risk. Vitamin K2 and muscle strength. The science. Recent studies show that vitamin K2 isn't just good for bones, it plays a direct role in muscle performance. How? K2 enhances calcium's role in muscle contraction, helping your leg muscles generate more force with each step, squat, or rise from a chair. In one 7-year study tracking older adults, those with higher vitamin K2 intake had 65% fewer fractures, better mobility, and were significantly less likely to need a walker or cane. The structural stability triangle. Vitamin K2 supports what researchers call the structural stability triangle. Strong bones equals the framework. Strong muscles equals dynamic movement. Proper calcium use equals balance and coordination. K2 is the only nutrient that ties all three together. Best sources of vitamin K2. They may surprise you. Unlike K1, which comes mostly from greens, K2 is found in fermented and animal-based foods. Natto, fermented soybeans, top source of K2 in the world. Aged cheeses, like Gouda and Brie. Egg yolks, especially from pasture-raised chickens. Chicken liver, grass-fed butter or ghee, sauerkraut and kimchi. Many of these are common in traditional diets, but missing from modern American plates. If you're not eating fermented foods or organ meats regularly, there's a good chance your K2 levels are low. A note for those on blood thinners: if you take warfarin or other anticoagulants, sudden changes in vitamin K intake can affect how your medication works. But that doesn't mean you should avoid K2 entirely. In fact, avoiding it may increase your risk of bone loss and vascular calcification. Work with your doctor to establish a consistent daily intake of K2. It's the fluctuations, not the vitamin itself, that cause problems. Real-world example. Linda, age 70. My balance came back. Linda was having trouble with stairs. She'd often hesitate at the top step, fearing a fall. We discovered her diet was nearly void of K2. We added a slice of aged cheese to her lunch, a hard-boiled egg to her breakfast, and a small spoon of sauerkraut at dinner. Within a month, she said, "I feel more confident. I don't freeze at the stairs anymore. My legs respond faster." What to watch for? Signs of K2 deficiency can include frequent or unexplained bruising, muscle cramps or stiffness, reduced bone density, artery calcification, seen in imaging tests, hesitation or fear during movement transitions. Key takeaway: vitamin K2 is one of the most overlooked but most critical nutrients for anyone over 60. It connects the dots between bone health, muscle performance, and heart protection, all of which are essential to staying strong, stable, and independent. Up next, a vitamin that may determine whether all that protein you eat actually turns into muscle or just gets wasted. It's also the one that can end those frustrating nighttime leg cramps. Coming up, Part 8, Vitamin B6, the protein activator and restful leg supporter. Vitamin B6, the protein activator and restful leg supporter. You can eat the perfect amount of protein: chicken, eggs, fish, bean sand, still feel like your muscles aren't getting stronger. Why? Because without vitamin B6, your body can't properly convert protein into muscle. Think of B6 as the spark plug that ignites your body's muscle-building engine. For seniors, B6 is one of the most underestimated keys to maintaining strength, reducing fatigue, and even improving sleep by calming restless legs. Why vitamin B6 is critical for muscle metabolism? B6 activates over 100 enzymes, many of which are directly involved in protein metabolism. It helps break down dietary protein into amino acids, then rebuilds those amino acids into new muscle tissue. If your B6 levels are low, your body may still digest protein, but it won't use it efficiently to maintain or grow muscle. In other words, you're eating for strength, but not absorbing strength. B6 and energy production, the first 2 minutes effect. Vitamin B6 also helps regulate how your muscles access stored energy, especially in the first few minutes of movement, like when you stand up, climb stairs, or begin your morning walk. In a Dutch study, seniors with healthy B6 levels were able to access stored glycogen 25% faster than those with deficiencies. This helps explain that common sensation of heavy legs or sluggishness when first getting up. With enough B6, your legs respond quicker and your stamina improves from the very first steps. B6 calms your nerves and your legs at night. Do you ever get leg cramps or twitching at night? Feel like your legs won't settle when you're trying to sleep? That could be low B6. This vitamin is essential for making GABA, a calming neurotransmitter that regulates muscle excitability and prevents involuntary spasms. Without enough B6, your muscles can become hyperactive, especially when your nervous system relaxes for sleep. Many seniors who increase B6 in their evening meals report sleeping better and waking up with less leg pain. Medications that quietly lower your B6. Several common prescriptions can interfere with vitamin B6. Heartburn drugs, like antacids or proton pump inhibitors. Blood pressure meds, including diuretics. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, even long-term use of acetaminophen. If you take any of these regularly, your B6 needs may be doubled, but many doctors don't adjust for this. Real-world story. Susan, 68. My legs finally stopped twitching at night. Susan had been struggling with nighttime restlessness. Her legs would twitch and spasm just as she was falling asleep. Doctors suggested stretching, magnesium, even muscle relaxers, but nothing worked. We reviewed her diet. It was low in B6-rich foods, and she was on long-term acid reducers for reflux. We added B6-rich meals in the evening. Baked potatoes with skin on, dark meat chicken, chickpeas drizzled with olive oil, a banana with almond butter as a bedtime snack. Within 2 weeks, she said, "It's the first time in years I've slept through the night without waking up to leg pain." Best natural sources of vitamin B6: tuna, salmon, and dark meat chicken. Bananas, especially with healthy fat like almond butter, chickpeas, lentils, sunflower seeds. Sweet potatoes baked, not boiled, retain more B6. Whole grains like oats, wheat germ, spinach, and avocados. Pro tip: pair B6 rich foods with healthy fats to increase absorption by up to 30%. What to watch for? Signs of B6 deficiency often include heavy legs, feeling when standing, fatigue despite eating well, muscle cramps, especially at night, numbness or tingling in feet, trouble sleeping due to restless legs, low mood or irritability. Key takeaway: vitamin B6 determines whether your protein turns into strength or simply passes through unused. It also helps unlock energy, calm your nerves, and reduce the nighttime symptoms that make your legs feel like the enemy. Getting enough B6, especially at night, may be one of the easiest, most powerful steps toward building stronger, calmer, more responsive legs. Up next, let's bring it all together with a simple 7-day plan that combines these 6 vitamins into real meals, using real food for real, lasting strength. Coming up, Part 9, 7-day meal plan to rebuild leg strength with everyday foods. IM Part IX, 7-day meal plan to rebuild leg strength with everyday foods. You've learned the why behind the 6 essential vitamins for strong legs after 60. Now it's time for the how. This 7-day meal plan was designed specifically for seniors by a geriatric nutrition specialist to help you absorb the right nutrients at the right times without pills, powders, or expensive superfoods. These are simple meals made from familiar ingredients, carefully combined to maximize absorption, support your muscles, and most importantly, fit into your real life. Meal plan principles. Every day includes all 6 key vitamins: D, B, 12, C, E, K2, and B6. Meals are built around real, whole foods, not supplements. Vitamin C and B6 are spread throughout the day for better absorption. Vitamin D and K2 are paired with healthy fats to boost utilization. Meals are flavorful, varied, and easy to prep in advance. Let's walk through one full sample day, then break down how to rotate through the week. Day 1, the foundation. Breakfast: scrambled eggs, vitamin D plus B12. Spinach sautéed in olive oil, vitamin K, 1 plus E. A bowl of strawberries, vitamin C. Whole grain toast with almond butter, B6 plus healthy fat. Optional: sit by a sunny window for 10-15 minutes during breakfast. Lunch: grilled salmon fillet, vitamin D plus B6. Mixed green salad with red bell peppers, sunflower seeds, and avocado, C plus E plus K1 plus healthy fat. Olive oil and lemon juice dressing. Small serving of whole grain rice or quinoa. Dinner: roasted chicken thighs, B6 plus protein. Steamed broccoli with garlic and olive oil, C plus K1. Sweet potato, B6. Slice of aged Gouda cheese, vitamin K2 plus fat. Snacks: morning: kiwi or orange. Afternoon, Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of wheat germ, B12 plus E. Evening, banana with almond butter, B6 plus GABA support for sleep. How to rotate ingredients during the week. Day 2, use eggs again for breakfast, but add sautéed kale instead of spinach. Day 3, swap salmon for tuna. Use chickpeas and avocado in a lunch wrap. Day 4, try sardines or liver pâté, B12 plus K2 powerhouse, paired with crackers and salad. Day 5, use natto or sauerkraut at dinner for natural fermented K2. Day 6, vegetarian-focused lentil soup with sweet potato, spinach, and sunflower seeds. Day 7, go back to the favorites from earlier in the week. Repeat what you enjoy. Every meal you eat is a chance to strengthen your legs. Meal prep tips for seniors. Cook proteins, like salmon or chicken, in batches and refrigerate for 2-3 days. Pre-chop veggies for salads or sautéing. Store them in airtight containers. Hard-boil 6 eggs at once for breakfast or snacks. Make a weekly shopping list that includes leafy greens, spinach, kale, citrus, and berries. Fatty fish, salmon, tuna, sardines, eggs, yogurt, aged cheese, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils, sweet potatoes, bananas, and avocados. Your body is listening. Every bite matters. Within 7 days, many of my older patients report stronger legs when standing up, less hesitation climbing stairs, fewer nighttime cramps, better balance, and more energy during walks. You don't need a complicated plan, dozens of pills, or a perfect kitchen setup. You just need consistency, real food, and the right combinations. Up next, what if you're already feeling weak, off balance, or discouraged? In the next section, we'll cover the warning signs that it's time to act before your mobility slips further. Coming up, Part X, Early Warning Signs. When to act before it's too late. Part X, Early Warning Signs. When to act before it's too late. If you're over 60 and have noticed changes in how your legs feel, move, or respond, don't ignore it. These shifts might seem small at first, maybe just a little shakiness, or a moment of hesitation when standing up, but they could be the first signs your muscles are calling out for help. The truth is, mobility doesn't vanish overnight. It fades slowly, week by week, year by year, until one day, standing up from a chair feels like climbing a mountain. But here's the good news. If you catch the signs early, you can stop the decline and even reverse it. Here are the warning signs to watch for and what they might mean. 1. You feel tired after simple tasks. If walking around the grocery store or tidying up your kitchen leaves you winded or sore, it may not be because you're out of shape. It could mean your muscles aren't getting the nutrients they need to recover. Vitamin D, B6, and C are especially important here. Without them, even light exertion can feel exhausting. Number 2. You need your hands to stand up. Using your arms to push off a chair may feel like a habit, but it's also a sign that your leg and core muscles are weakening. This could be linked to deficiencies in vitamin D, which powers fast twitch muscle fibers, or K2, which helps calcium support both bones and muscles. 3. Your balance feels off. Do you wobble slightly when getting out of bed? Pause for a second before taking a step? Feel unsure stepping off curbs or onto uneven ground? These are classic signs of low B12 and D, which both affect the neural control of your legs, not just the strength. Chapter 4. You've had a faller almost did. One slip may not seem like a big deal, but falls are often the result of a weakened neuromuscular system that can often be supported with the right nutrients. Most seniors don't fall because they trip. They fall because their legs don't react in time. 5. Nighttime leg cramps or restless legs. Do your legs twitch, cramp, or feel jumpy when you're trying to sleep? This is a hallmark sign of vitamin B6 deficiency, especially if it worsens at night. It may also relate to low magnesium or poor protein metabolism, which B6 helps regulate. 6. you're avoiding activities you used to enjoy. If you've stopped taking evening walks, declined family outings, or feel nervous going out alone, it might be more than getting older. Often, this kind of withdrawal is a silent sign that you don't feel confident in your movement anymore. And that loss of confidence can quickly spiral into loss of independence. If any of these feel familiar, it's time to act. You don't need a diagnosis to start making changes. You don't have to wait for your doctor to bring it up. You can begin rebuilding strength, energy, and balance starting with what you eat today. Start with the 7-day plan from Part 9. Prioritizing the 6 core vitamins: D, B12, C, E, K, 2, and B6. Asking your doctor about simple blood tests to check for these nutrients. Replacing doubt with consistent action, even small ones. Real talk. Is it too late for me? One of the most common things I hear from patients is, "I wish I'd known all this sooner." But here's the truth. You haven't missed your chance. Your muscles respond at any age. Your nerves can rewire. Your body still wants to move, you just have to give it what it needs. In the next and final section, I'll share the story of one woman who went from using a walker to walking a mile a day at age 85. Not because she started running or lifting weights, but because she fed her body what it had been missing for years. Coming up, Part 11, Final Lesson, Martha's Story, and the Power of Nutritional Freedom. Part minus Final Lesson, Martha's Story, and the Power of Nutritional Freedom. Let me end this series with a story that stayed with me for years. A story that proves it's never too late. A story about what happens when you stop accepting decline and start feeding your body what it's been missing all along. This is the story of Martha. Martha, 85. They told me this was just old age. When Martha first came to me, she was 85 years old. She used a walker, avoided stairs, and hadn't visited her grandchildren's bedrooms in years because they were upstairs. She'd fallen twice that year. Her doctors told her, gently but firmly, "It's normal at your age, just be careful." But Martha wasn't content with just being careful. She missed being active. She missed being independent. And more than anything, she missed feeling confident in her own body. She asked me one question: "Is there anything else I can try?" Her lab results told the real story. Martha wasn't just aging. She was severely deficient in vitamin D, B12, and K2. Her B6 and C levels were borderline. She wasn't weak because of ages. He was weak because her muscles and nerves were undernourished. And all this despite taking a basic multivitamin. We started with food. We didn't overhaul her life. We didn't give her 10 new medications. We simply built a simple daily plan around the 6 vitamins you've learned about in this series. Mornings, eggs with spinach and berries. Lunch, salmon and a salad with bell peppers and avocado. Dinner, roasted chicken, sweet potato, and a little aged cheese. 2 Brazil nuts a day, a bit of sunlight, a sublingual B12, a spoonful of sauerkraut. It wasn't glamorous, but it was powerful. 6 weeks later, the walker was still there, but she wasn't using it. Martha came in for a follow-up appointment standing tall without her walker. "I still bring it just in case," she smiled, "but I haven't needed it in over a week." Her posture had changed, her confidence had returned, and more importantly, her fear was gone. Chapter 12 weeks later, she walked a mile. By the 12th week, Martha was walking a full mile each day, unassisted. She climbed the stairs at her son's house to visit her grandkids, without stopping. Her voice lit up when she told me, "They cheered for me like I just finished a marathon." What changed? Just 6 things. Martha didn't get younger. She didn't start lifting weights. She didn't take experimental drugs. She just gave her body what it needed, the 6 essential vitamins that fuel muscle power, nerve connection, tissue repair, energy flow, antioxidant defense, and calcium control. And her body responded. Because your body always responds if you give it the chance. The takeaway: strength is not luck, it's a decision. If you've ever felt like your legs were failing you, if you've been told to accept aging, if you've wondered if it's too late, let Martha remind you. It's not too late. It's never too late. Whether you're 65 or 85, your legs still want to move, your muscles still want to work, but they need the right ingredients to keep going. You now know what those ingredients are, and you know where to find them. So the next step is yours. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 6 most powerful vitamins for strong legs after 60. If you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Healthy Aging Bites, and share this with a loved one who deserves to walk strong again. Because freedom doesn't come from sitting still. It comes from taking that next step. Let's keep walking stronger together.